Hey guys, Rob here. So what I want to do today is hike to a pond, a really big one. And I fished it one other time, but I wasn't really successful with it. But I did talk to a park ranger and he said that it's loaded with big bass, like 10 pounders all day long if I fish this one particular spot. So I'm gonna try to get up in there and try to find a honey hole and get on hopefully at least one 10-pound bass, at least. I mean, he showed me pictures and he said he caught 20 of them in one day, all over 10 pounds. And secondly, I tried calling this place to pay for a campsite, a primitive site, but I could not get through to anybody. So fortunately, we're gonna stealth camp it today, and just gonna have to find an area that's really tucked away. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna spend the night out here. Right now I've got 2.5 liters of water, that's it. So I plan on collecting all my water from out here for the next 24 hours or so, and staying hydrated off that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's an almost dried up pond. All that used to be full of water, but it hasn't been raining that much this year. So everything's drying up. So it looks like we made it to the pond here. I can see it just behind the camera, and we're still a little bit away from it. So I'm gonna wait to flip it around to show you guys the pond. Everything looks different. Like they cut all these used to be tall trees over on this side, and it looks like they cut it all down. But I really gotta keep an eye on the weather, because you guys see that? So here's first glance of the pond. This is the back corner here. So from what one of the park rangers told me, the guy that I spoke to a while ago, he said that this area used to be a tomato farm, and that the owner of the property had dug this all out, all this water and stuff, and stocked it with 500 bass, I think he said, back in the 60s. Well, owner of the pond, or the area, passed away, and the son inherited it, and the son just never fished it. So apparently this thing is super stacked with bass, probably a whole bunch of other stuff, bluegill, and it never gets fished because right now this is part of a trail system now, and all this stuff is protected. So another thing is, you know, you have to hike 4 to 5 miles to get here, and a lot of people are just not gonna do that to fish for some bass. So hopefully our luck is better this time and we can catch some big fish. Right here is one of my favorite spots of this pond, and it's nice because you can set up a chair and eat your lunch and stuff, you know, and then you have this really nice view. I know it's hard for you guys to see, but there's part of the dock structure in front of us, and it goes out farther, but it collapsed or something. So this is all that's left. Already hearing a lot of thunder off in the distance there, and you can see there's rain coming. So I'm gonna have to hurry up and set up my tarp somewhere. All right, I just saw a huge lightning bolt behind me. So time to get going. All right, so I'm thinking I found a spot to set up. right up over here. I got a tree there I could tie off to, and a tree over here I can tie off to. And we got all these pines behind us. Oh, man, it is hot out here. Let me tell you. I feel like I'm just soaked in sweat right now. But the good news is that we have water. And I got 1 liter of water, and then I got half a liter here. And I'm about to make a drink, throwing some Liquid IV electrolytes. You guys should check this out if you haven't heard of them. But yeah, I'm gonna drink some of that with the electrolytes because I've been sweating a lot since I've been out here. All right, so this is the setup that I came up with. We got a ridge line going from tree to tree. We got the tarp pitched as like an A-frame, and then I'll call it a modified A-frame because it kind of wraps over my Lanshan 1. So here's what we're looking at on the inside. So we have complete coverage if the rain were to come down. And then on the back here, this is how we have it set up. So I got the center pitched over the top of the Lanshan guide out to the Lanshan guy out. And then the corner is just staked into the ground along with the Lanshan guy out here. And it's the same thing on the other side. Now, if you notice, I have no guy out coming from the Lanshan down to the ground, and that's because I actually tied it off to my ridge line here. So I used the original guy out for the Lanshan and tied a taut line hitch out of it. So now it's all one solid unit right now. And I can pitch these corners up if I wanted more airflow. So we're gonna walk out a little ways to see if we can see it. Can't see anything. It's back there. So to make this even more stealthy, I brought along my camo netting, and we're gonna lay that over it in the front, probably like more so in this area here. But this is the camo netting here. And it's not that heavy, it only weighs 1.5 pounds, which is why I'm bringing it today. All right, that looks good. All right, so we're back at the water now, and like I was trying to do earlier, I was trying to cast in real quick because I saw a couple of fish, but I'm gonna fish here for probably 5 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna fill up my water, and then we're gonna move over to that other spot where I think those bigger fish are at. All right, guys, we just got our first fish of the trip here, and a nice little bass. Small guy, but good looking fish. Gonna get him back in the water. This is why I recommend that if you guys get this Grell filter, if you get the regular one like me, put that zip tie on there with the key ring and carry some paracord. That way you can get to the water, because it's a bit of a drop down there for me to just be reaching my hand in. Plus this is Florida, so I don't do stupid stuff like that. Crazy is that the last time I had been out here, it was at least a year ago, but so much has grown as far as like on the banks. All that stuff used to be like flat, and now it's all this thick, like thorny vegetation, and it's gonna make it real difficult to get up in there to fish properly. But you know, we're gonna do what we gotta do. We hiked pretty far and spent a lot of energy, so we're gonna get in there. All right, so I'm gonna throw in the towel at this point for right now because I'm hot, I'm exhausted, I'm hungry. We got a nasty storm coming in right now. Yeah, we've been at this for hours, so I think it's time to wrap it up for right now, take a break, and maybe get back at it in a little bit, depending on this rain situation. Back at camp. So I got my fan on, it's on low, that runs forever. And I'm just getting ready to make my like late lunch dinner, I guess you can call it. But got my stove out, and what I'm gonna make for dinner again is the summer sausage. And I like this because it does not require any refrigeration, and it actually tastes pretty good, especially if you throw some seasonings on it. You're good to go. So summer sausage, some more boil in the bag rice. We've got a little bit of seasonings here. We've got some hot sauce, and we have a onion and a green pepper. So I'm gonna give that a try, and other than that, just hang out. It looks like there's a storm coming in. Might be kind of hard to tell, but I've been hearing some thunder, and it just looks really like dark out to the west. So I'm gonna check the radar and see what's going on with that. All right, just threw some seasonings on the onions, peppers, and summer sausage. Looking and smelling real good right now, guys. All right, time to add some rice into this. Pull out this bag rice. All right, guys, I'm gonna eat this up. This smells so good, looks super good. So I'm gonna finish this off, hopefully get my energy back up, and get back to you guys. All right, guys, good morning. Day 2 right now. I have no idea what time it is. I woke up, had a drink of water, and I'm hearing some crazy nasty thunder. So we're gonna go take a look at it and see what's going on out here. I don't know if you guys can see that off in the distance, but it's already raining. I gotta get out of here. Otherwise, I'm gonna get soaked. That's all I'm getting right now. I can collect rainwater if need be. All right, time to boogie out, guys. All right, so it looks like I have a small window to go fish before the rain really starts coming down soon. So I think I got maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours at most. So I'm gonna go around the pond and really try to hone in to try to find these bigger bass that's supposed to be out here. So there's all this thick, like weeds and stuff, very thorny looking stuff. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of poison ivy in here, but this is what I'm trying to get through. See if I can fish this bank here. I mean, this stuff is just thick. Thinking I could probably cast out, take my chances, hopefully not get snagged up on anything. But yeah, let's see what happens. Got one, but feels kind of small. Yeah, another small bass. Oh, came back for it. That was a different one. Another one felt bigger. Top order. Got him on the top order frog, guys. Here we go. Let me throw him back. So we gave it our best today, and just unfortunately couldn't find that big bass that I was hoping for. We fished hard yesterday, we fished hard today. Just couldn't do it. Caught a bunch of bass, probably about 25 bass this trip. This is what I'm gonna make for lunch today. It's gonna be some cheddar broccoli. It's kind of like the Nora pastas. Same thing, it's just a dollar store brand. And I'm gonna make that and some Spam. So I think that ought to do the job. All right, so I got my Spam all cooked up, nice and crispy the way I like it. And we got this all finished up here. This is the cheddar broccoli, and I added a little bit leftover green beans. So I'm just gonna pour this all out and mix it together. Wow, this looks like a lot of food. And there you have it. Just gotta let this cool off a bit before I can dig in, but looks good, smells good. I don't think it's gonna be as good as last night's dinner though. I gotta try that meal, it's so good. All right guys, time to say farewell. I packed it all up, heading out of here. Didn't have any luck catching the fish that we wanted to catch, but we did have a really good time camping and hiking and just kind of living off the land for a little bit. So it was fun. I look forward to coming out again and trying this again. This whole section, I want to do the entire trail system. This particular part, I only did a portion of it. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up for me and subscribe if you're new. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. What a view.